back to Endava Shorts. I'm Jordan Levy, Head of Innovation at Endava, and I'm joined today by my colleague Andrew Rossiter, who's the Head of Google Cloud at Endava. So in the last couple of episodes, we've spoken about various risks around the cloud. Some of them are the obvious ones that people will reference and talk about online, cost management and making sure there's no surprises. But then there's probably some other areas that are maybe less obvious. So when you're thinking about like your cloud innovation strategy, there's a talent play, right? How do you get access to, or how do you enable yourself to be successful? So from a talent perspective and the risk around getting that right talent, I'd love to get your thoughts on that, Andrew, from your perspective.
Yeah, I agree, Joe. It's not often discussed, I think, but I mean, if you think about it, there are a lot of companies trying to move to the cloud at the same time, and everyone's, almost everyone is doing it for the
Yeah.
first time, right? There are very few people out there that are doing it for the second or third time. This kind of cloud migration journey is probably a once in a career almost journey, and everyone's trying to do it at the same time. So everyone knows there's skills shortages across lots of industries, but within IT and within cloud, sure, you can train people, but they won't have done a migration before, or greenfield projects before. So I think that's the key risk. Everyone doing this for the first time. Lots of people making mistakes, the same mistakes, in different companies. And then finding that talent and nurturing that talent that's done this before. That's a key thing, I think. What are your takeaways, Joe?
What I really like about it is it's a really great opportunity for talent to stretch themselves, learn a new set of skills that you may not have had in the past, and then get exposed to many of the capabilities we spoke about earlier. Really exciting out of the box functionality that's in the cloud that I think, if you take an innovation approach to it, test and learn with that stuff. Try it out, learn from it, make adjustments. But I think it's key that get your talent excited about it, identify the approach that they can take, and establish a rhythm to get making it happen. I think that's the important part.
Yeah, I think it's pretty easy to get excited about it, right? It's pretty fun
Yeah.
technology to work on. Lots of people want to work on the cloud, but in the rush there, what do you think some of the pitfalls are?
Yeah, I suppose there's plenty of pitfalls. I think it goes back to one of the earlier episodes, knowing what you want to get out of the cloud. Why are you adopting it in the first place? So, what's the main point, the main reason for you to jump on? Is a key thing, well understood, well communicated, shared across the organization. So there's a couple of important points. I also think it's don't underestimate the effort involved in doing it, and it's not something that you're probably going to be successful in the first month. So I think it's important to share the longer term vision with the overall company, invest in your people, invest in what they need to learn to be successful, and kind of start the journey, but stick with it. Most of the best companies that adopt the cloud that were on premise before that were companies that made the investment, did not underestimate the effort involved, but put the shoulder to the wheel to be successful.
Yeah, and there are risks of not moving as
Absolutely.
well, right?
Yeah.
So we don't want to say it's all risk of moving. There's a little bit of a cliche, maybe saying risk of not adopting the cloud, but it is borne out. When I talk to clients, there are a lot of new entrants and competitors that were born in the cloud and have used the cloud as a competitive advantage, right? We talked in one of the previous episodes about democratizing IT.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so that's now people in their bedrooms can code in just on a platform just the same as multinational companies. So there are people out there that are innovating and building the next big thing, right under other companies' noses. So there's definitely a risk of not moving. Obviously, some of the born in the cloud companies don't have the legacy
Yeah.
bigger companies have, but then the bigger companies also have the resources perhaps to mitigate that. So I would definitely say there's a risk of not migrating or not starting this journey. My key takeaway would be to not hold back and to start that journey soon, right?
Yeah, get stuck in. Definitely, I think that's the key part is making that single step on that journey. And again, it will be valuable. There'll be times that it'll be a challenge, but there's definitely the value should far outweigh the challenges. And I think from an innovation perspective, it's another string to your innovation bow to be on that cloud, because at the end of the day, you get the value of the innovation that comes from the cloud providers. key point is, if you're not on the cloud, it's going to be hard to get the benefit of that.